Here we are, numero cinco, day 5 of the Generosity Challenge. Let's get started. So I'm reading here in Luke chapter 20, the parable of the tenants. And here Jesus tells a parable this way. He says, a man planted a vineyard, rented it to some owners or some farmers, and he went away for a long time. At harvest time, he sends a servant to the tenants and asks that they give him some of the fruit of the vineyard. But the tenants beat this servant and send him away empty-handed. He sends another servant. They do the same thing. Then he sends a third servant. And so the owner thinks to himself, I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to send my own son. Surely they will treat him properly. And so the son goes there, and the tenants, suddenly realizing this is the heir to these vineyards. If we get rid of him, then we'll have it all to ourselves. And you can see the process of greed that is working through these tenants. And so they end up getting rid of the son as well as the servants. And Jesus uses that story to remind people of what was about to happen to him. And I'm sure we think today, oh wow, that's a horrible thing that those tenants did. That's a horrible thing that happened to Jesus. And yet let me ask you something. Have you ever so tightly held on to what you think belonged to you that even when God was asking of it and asking for it, you refused? That's sin, by the way. And he sent his son to die for us in that regard. You know, the Bible says that the love of money is the root of all evil. Not that money is bad, but the love of it is the root of all evil. The truth is, we may consider ourselves generous. We may think that what we give is a lot. We may even think it's sacrificial. But does it really represent what God has asked of us? We got to remember this, that no matter what our possessions are, our time, our treasure, our talents, the owner of that, God, calls us to be stewards and managers of that. And he will call us to account. That's part of what this whole Generosity Challenge has been about. So I want you to ask again today, Father, what is in my possession that you can use today to bless somebody that you want to bless the way you want to bless them, and use it for your glory? And then pray and say, Lord, help me not to hold on so tight through my own greed or fear that I won't have enough, because God, you provide for all of my needs. And I trust you with that. So pray that prayer today and then apply it accordingly as God answers you, and live generously. God bless, and we'll talk again tomorrow.